everybody and welcome back to my channel Learn Together. Today I'm going to make you understand the topic chapter number 3 from the class 6 civics NCERT book, and the chapter name is What is Government? In this chapter we are going to know that what is government, types of government, and many things about the government itself and voting too. Let's start let's start with the introduction. What are these names? Government sought to protect rights of unorganized workers. Detailed plan to tackle floods soon, says the government. Government fixes price of onions, says no to storage in market. Supreme Court can have 5 more judges. Government, government and government everywhere. So what is this term government? Let's learn. So, what is a government? So, government, let's have some points. I have 6 points here. You can add some more in the comments. So, first point is group of people who run the country. Okay, so first point is group of people who run the country. Second can be when people live and work together, there needs to be some organization so that decisions can be made, isn't it? And there needs to be some rules that apply to everybody in the society. The territory of a country or a place should be protected and the resource have to be controlled, isn't it? So government can exercise its power and make the decision, also implement the decision amongst the people living in the country or the territory. A government is needed for every country to make decisions and get things done. What does the government do? The government also has the job of protecting the boundaries of a country and maintaining peaceful relations with other countries. It is responsible for ensuring that all its citizens have the enough food to eat and good health facilities. When there are natural disasters or natural calamities, if you want to say, it is the government that mainly organizes aid and assistance for affected people, and government can also make rule and implement rule. Now, for example, government made a rule that a car shouldn't exceed the limit of 100 kilometer per hour, but now nobody will follow out until it's implemented. If somebody breaks that rule, what would be the result? So to implement it, we have a punishment also. We have a punishment that maybe it would charge you 2000 or 3000 or 5000 rupees. And now, after making the rule, passing it to the all the sabhas and all the presidents and prime ministers, everything, the rule is implemented. If the rule is made and it's not implemented, what is the use of that rule? Then the rule will be useless. Okay, so the government can also make the rules and implement the rules. And if government is making a rule for the welfare of the citizens, it has to implement the rule, or as you know, it would be the rule would be useless. Now let's learn the levels of government. What are the levels of government? I have heard only central. This is what you will try to say, isn't it? But there are 3 types of levels of government. Now let me tell you what are the levels of government. Um, Government in any country functions at several levels: central, state, and local. Central government looks after the whole nation. We also call it federal government. So, central government looks after the whole nation. State government is after the welfare of a particular state, like Kerala. For example, Kerala, Uttar Pradesh. Talking about India right now. Kerala, Uttar Pradesh, Punjab, maybe Arunachal Pradesh. So local looks after the village and towns. We have more district government also, but in this chapter we are not learning about the district government. We will learn about the district government in the chapter Panchayati Raj. Okay, so we have 3 levels of government. In this chapter, we are going to learn about 3 levels of government: central, state, and local. If in exam people ask that what are the levels of government, you will say central, state, and local. So we know, and whenever there is a question that uh, what are the levels of government, make sure to add at least one point after each level of government. That central government, I add the point of the central government looks after the whole nation. This is the point I added. And then after the state government looks after the welfare of a particular state like Kerala. Local government looks after the villages and towns. You can also say that local government is looked after by state government, and state government, all the state governments are looked after by central government. Okay, now let's go on to the next thing. I already defined you a very important point in answering these type of questions: laws and the government. Now we are going to know the laws and the government. What does the government do? This we learned now. So laws are made by the government. As citizens of a country, people have to abide it. Okay, so laws are made by the government, and as citizens of our country, we have to follow it, isn't it? If we don't follow it, we'll get punishment or something like that. So government even has the power to enforce these laws. It is absolutely reasonable. So, government has the power to enforce these laws, and courts have the power to give justice to the aggrieved party. Okay, aggrieved means that the people who are agreeing by that rule. And let me tell you, courts are a type of a part of the government only. To explain the above, there is a law that every person needs to wear a helmet. For example, when they drive a two-wheeler, and if they break this law, they need to pay fine. Yeah, in Hindi we call it challan. So similarly, if a person feels that he or she is being discriminated, they can go to the court, district court, and then state court, and different types of court, and then at the end, the highest court of India, which is in Delhi, New Delhi, the Supreme Court. Let's know the types of government now. Let me tell you, there are how many types of government? Let's learn also that. The democracy. So first type of government is democracy. So in a democracy, people give the government its power via elections, in which the people vote for a particular person and elect them. So these elected people form the government. In the democratic type of government, let me tell you, in a democracy, the government has to give explanation of its actions and defends its decisions to the people. So, first point can be people give the power to the democratic type of government. People give the power of the government, and they elect the government. They type of elect only. Elect the government. Elect the Lok Sabha, you can say. And another point. So, first point was people give the government this power. They elect particular persons. They and then the government has to give explanations of its action. And there can be one more point, that in a democracy people can protest and can be against the laws. If there is something that they don't like, they can protest also. Monarchy. Okay, monarchy. So in a monarchy type of government, the monarch, the king or the queen, you can say, we are, as an explanation, we are talking about the king, has the power to make the decisions and run the government. Now, this is a monarchy. This happened quite a while ago in Indian history. They may discuss matters with a small group of people. You had ministers, Navaratnas, Navaratnas of kings Akbar and kings of Vijayanagara. So they may have a small group of people, but the final decision making power remains with the monarch still. Unlike in democracy, kings and queens have no need to explain or defend their actions or the decisions they make. So, first point, the king or the queen has the power to make decisions and run the government. Second point, they may discuss the matter with a small group of people, but the final decision making power remains with the monarch. Third point, kings and queen, or sorry, in monarchy, the monarch has no need to explain or defend their actions or the decisions. There can be one more point now. Yeah, there can be one more point. We are going to discuss it in the next class. Okay, so we are going to next class. We are going to discuss the points of democracy, monarchy, and further things. Dictatorship. Dictatorship. So, a dictatorship is a form of government characterized by a single leader or a group of leaders and little or no toleration for independent media. No toleration. The dictator is a person who is the head of the dictatorship. You can say dictatorship country. Okay? Points. So, I'm going to tell after this video. So, universal adult franchise. So, what is this topic in the NCERT book? Universal adult franchise. Universal adult franchise. So, universal adult franchise. Democratic government are usually referred to a representative democracies in which people do not participate directly, but instead they choose their representatives through an election process. So they elect now their representative. They think 1.3 crore people or whatever the population of India is. They go into the election and stand for themselves. Will it be possible? Who will vote then? So it is not practically possible. So what they do, they elect or choose their representatives through the election process and the democratic type of government. India has a democratic type of government, remember. So democratic government, as you know, here we are talking about a democratic government. Okay, so now these representatives meet and make decisions for the entire population. Meanwhile, a government cannot call itself democratic unless it allows what is known as universal adult franchise. So, where all adult, what is the term adult? So, it means that above 18 years of age, where all adult where all adult citizens of the country are allowed to vote. First thing, if the if you have a question that what is universal adult franchise, never ever forget to add where all adult citizens, where all adult people know, then the whole world would vote for one person or the for the one country. So adult citizens, always remember to add adult citizens or you deduct many marks, है ना? It would result in a different meaning. The meaning of the paragraph or the meaning of your answer will change. Okay, so who could vote at that time? So there was a time when the government did not allow women and the poor to participate in elections. It is unfair. So in their earliest forms, government allowed only men who owned property and were educated to vote in India before independence. Only a small minority, which means that uh, in the in very small amount, only a small minority was allowed to vote, and they therefore came together to determine the fate of the majority. Hmm? So many people, including Gandhiji, were shocked. Gandhiji was a leader of India. He was known as the father of a nation of India. Were shocked at the unfairness. You can also make this as discrimination of this process. Of this practice, demanded that all adults had the right to vote, which gave the rise to the universal adult franchise. So, if anyone would ask that what is the history of universal adult franchise, how did it came into action? So you can write this whole paragraph. It would be it would bag 5 marks. If it is not for 2 or 3 marks, you can write a little bit deducted. Now, let me give an example. There is a population of 50 people in a city. Okay, there is a population of 50 people in a city. We can call it city A. Okay, in city A, there are 50 people I know there has to be more, but for example, 50 people. Now, let's take the paragraph here. For example, the government here runs like this only. Votes has the voting process like this only. Now, in 50 people, only 20 people have land, are educated, are men, therefore allowed to vote in right in the time we are discussing about here. Now, these 20 people will vote. Maybe the majority goes to CBA party, for example, CBA party. Okay, the majority or the most votes go to CBA party. Now the CBA party, okay, CBA party won. Now those 20 people remain. Always just think about the detail I'm talking about. These 20 people are determining the fate of those 50 people who are not voting. So the minority of the city are voting and determining the fate of the majority of the city. Majority means available in large amounts. Okay, so this is what Gandhiji and other leaders thought was unfairness, isn't it? Think about it yourself and comment down below. Is it unfairness or not? Votes for women. Here you can see it is written that women and the poor. Why women, bro? Why women? Why women were not allowed to vote? Let's see. Votes for women. The government has not willingly shared power anywhere in the world. All over Europe and USA, women and poor have had to fight for participation in the government. Women's struggle to vote strengthened during the First World War and came to be called as the women's suffrage movement. Yeah, this thing you have to like ratify in your mind right now. You have to learn this. You have to write this. Even if it is not coming in exam, it is good for general knowledge. It is perfect, and most probably it will come in your exam. Votes for women. Many people don't read this because in the NCERT book it's a very big passage. So, women's suffrage movement as a term suffrage usually means right to vote in this term, by the way. So, during the time of the war, many of the men were away fighting, and because of this, women were called to do the work that was earlier considered to be men's work. You understood? Men's work. So this led to the people to rethink why they had created so many unfair stereotypes about women and what they were capable of doing. So American women got the right to vote in 1920, while the women in UK got to vote on the same terms as men some years later in 1928. Very, very important, 1920, 1928. People get confused. When was America and when was UK? So remember this. Very important sentence, last sentence, okay? Now we are wholly completed with our chapter, by the way. So make sure to subscribe this channel. I would love to have a number of subscribers. Just make sure to subscribe, and because there are going to be lots of good videos, and I'm actually going according to the syllabus of 6th. Okay, syllabus of 6th, history and civics. Thank you so much for watching. You can refer to this Gmail ID, ask questions from learntogether@gmail.com, for doubts and questions. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you have a wonderful day ahead.